Today, I want to talk about the ways we can listen for events, like a guard spawner having an eliminated guard. Most of the time, people will use subscribe to monitor events like that, but there's actually a couple of ways you can do it. Another is with await, and not never, I don't see a lot of people, especially people newer to verse, using that method very much. And there can be times when that makes more sense. It's actually a little bit easier to cancel those, um, and you can actually build a little more logic into how your await works versus subscribe, or it's easier to build logic into that. So today I'm going to go over both the subscribe and the await and how we can cancel them to hopefully help you get a little stronger at this. Before we get into how the verse code works, I want to show you how I'm using it in this game. And basically, what I've got is a whole bunch of guard spawners, which you may have seen in a previous tutorial. And these guard spawners are set up to give gold when they get eliminated. What I have added to that is this button. Um, what's going to happen is this button can be used to stop the guards from being able to provide gold. Um, and we will both use the subscribe and the await method to achieve that. So before I show you the verse code, I'll show you how that's working in the game. So let's start the game and switch to our Fortnite. Wait for this guard to spawn. All right, you can see we got our 25 gold. Then if I come here and toggle this, and no gold. All right, I will show you how we did that with verse. All right, let's get our verse up here. So just like before, we've got our tags. That's actually how we're tracking our guard spawners. I went over that in a previous video, so I'm not going to go over that in detail here. We got our money granter. That's what's giving us gold when we eliminate guards. And we've got a toggle button. This toggle button is going to be what's used to disable the subscribe or the await. And you'll see that logic a little bit below. This is our guard spawners. We're populating this using the tags. Again, I'm not going to get into much detail on that here. That was done in a previous tutorial. A couple of things that have been added from that tutorial, though, is our guard spawner cancel. That is an array of cancelable objects, and our await elimination. So this is going to be used to cancel our subscribes, and I'm going to use this to cancel our await. So if we go down, we can see this is where we build our guard spawners array. And this is where we actually set each guard spawner to subscribe. Now you'll notice that when we subscribe, I'm actually creating a new variable called subscribe cancel, and then I'm adding subscribe cancel to the array for guard spawner cancel. What should happen is as we iterate through guard spawners, each index of that will end up getting an associated subscribe cancel um, or guard spawner cancel at the same array index. So then we can cancel them pretty much anytime we want. Now I've also got a function here to set each one to await, and we're only going to do this once as await and once as subscribe, so you can see both in action. Um, one thing we do have to do here is actually spawn this function, which is what's going to put each guard spawner into an awaiting mode. And the reason we're doing spawn is because if we don't, then this function will wait for this function to complete before it goes and sets the next one. And what we need to happen here is this function has to run for every single item in this array. So then we're calling guard spawner await here for each item in the array, which is effectively a loop. That loop will go through, and the first time we'll wait for a guard spawner elimination event, and we'll dump the result into this variable. If we go and look at what eliminated event gives us, it gives us a device AI interaction result. So that is the data type that goes in here. We then check to see if we're still wanting to do whatever it was we were doing, in this case, giving gold. And so that's where I'm using my logic, await elimination equals true. If it's still true, then we're going to process the elimination and give the gold, which is happening here. And this function is going to wait for us to push that button. When we push that button, which is what happens here, this function will move on. It will iterate through all of our subscribe, our guard spawner cancel objects in our array, and will then run cancel against that. I'm also going to set our await elimination false. So it's basically this one function will be able to cancel both ways of doing it. Now we can see the first way we're doing it is with our subscribe. So if we think about how that works, we build our array, we then run our subscribe. Our subscribe goes through the array of guard spawners and runs a subscribe on each one, dumping the result to subscribe cancel, and we populate our guard spawner cancel. Now, that's the method that we just tried, and we saw that work. So I'm actually going to cancel this method. So if we hold control and use slash, we can actually comment out real easy. I'm going to do the next one, control slash, and then control S to save. So now we're going to use the await mechanism here instead, which is this one. And I actually added some comments here, some print statements, so you can see what's happening. So let's minimize that. Verse, build verse. Play. And let's play it and make sure it still works the way we think it does. So back to the Fortnite scene. So we're still getting our gold. And we stopped getting our gold. So same result, but the way we're doing it is completely different between these two. And that's basically it. Hopefully this has shown you how to use subscribe and how to use await in a way that can provide similar results, but can be used in different ways to achieve more complex scenarios. Um, if this has helped, definitely please like and subscribe so you can be aware when new tutorials come out. And if you need any help or want to suggest other tutorials, come check out my Discord, which I'm going to put a link in the description below. Thanks. Bye.